Okay, so we are going to work and make a rope basket today. I've been starting to make these. They're kind of cute. I have one for my jewelry, just a small one, but Mom wants a bigger one for her bathroom. So we're gonna make that, and I'm gonna get it started, and we're gonna kind of record it, I guess. So I pre-measured like the size. I wanted an oval shaped one, not a round one. So the center of it's gonna be 5 inches. So I'm just gonna take my little measure tape here and say 5 inches. This is kind of where I want it to.
And what are you using?
This is, what is this called? Rope.
Rope cording?
It's just,
rope?
It's like clothesline rope.
Clothesline rope?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And then this, I'm gonna mix this in with it.
That's jute?
And that's jute. This is braided jute. You can use whatever you want, but I'm gonna use the braided jute kind.
Okay.
And we're going to start it and just start sewing with a zigzag stitch. So I'm gonna turn.
And if you wanted it in a circle, you instead of an oval shape, you would do a circle shape.
Yeah. Yep. If you wanted it in a circle, then you would just start, going like this. It's easier with the circle if you start it and pin it. At least for me, I've found that way. Jelly roll rugs are like this as well. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a circle one, that if you are going to start it, you just start rolling it and then you pin it so that it keeps the circle shape.
Okay.
The oval ones are a little bit easier because you have more room to work with.
Right.
So here's my 5 inches.
I'm going to pause it a minute.
Okay. And then the other thing to be cautious of when you're doing this is what direction you're starting your stitching in, because noting that once you get this on the thread, you're going to have to start rotating it. So you want to make sure that you're rotating so that your thread, the bulk of it's going to come over to the side. Otherwise, you kind of have to flip it.
Okay, and you're going to use a zigzag. And what's your stitch settings?
I usually go to about a 4.5, sometimes a little bit bigger.
This is a Juki.
Yep, I have a Juki. It's a HZL F600 is what I have. Sometimes the ends can get a little frayed. You can either cut them off or you can like tape them or whatever. But in all honesty, they get stitched in pretty well with this. I would just be cautious of it. If it's like really frayed, then do something else about that. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start this way. And when I do this, I will use my stiletto just to kind of keep the two together like this. Again, you can use pins if you prefer, but just to kind of get it started and to keep these two tight. When I first start, I will do this. And I'm going to start with my needle down. And then you want the center of the two, because I have two sides here. You want the center to be in the center of your walking foot. I use just the open-toed walking foot. Okay, and then it's a little fussy getting it started, but you can, again, use your stiletto to kind of help push it through to get it going. And I'm by no means an expert, so...
And I'm going to pause again because some dogs want out.
Okay, so I got it going. I'm just going to keep it steady in there. When you start getting to where you're going to turn it, you want to feed it a little bit more of the rope just so that it can kind of make the turn the way that you want it to. Especially in the beginning, I do like to do some back stitching here. Again, it's because I'm hitting that end at the beginning of the rope. And so if I back stitch it a little bit, I'm gonna ensure that I'm securing that the way it needs to be. I am just using white thread on this. You can use any color of thread that you want. You can use a multicolor. I've done that before where you use a variegated thread and give it a little bit of color dimension to it. But in this instance, I'm just using white, so.
Okay.
Pause.
Your hand's in the way. I'm going to have to stand up first.
You want to sit on this side?
Well, that...
So, I've made the first turn, go ahead and stitch it. Again, just go as fast as you feel comfortable going. You want to just make sure that your zigzag is wide enough that you're catching like the center of both of the cords, both strands of the cords. And then again, going around the corner, you just need to slow it down a little bit, making sure you're catching both of them so that you get that good security. If you need to kind of lift your foot and flip it a little, go ahead and do that too. So I'm just gonna zip along this and do a few rounds. And then we can show you how to start going and curving it up.
Yeah, how many rounds do you do before you curve? Does you'll know?
So you do as many rounds as you want the bottom.
Oh, that's the bottom of the
Yeah, this is going to be
basket.
the bottom of the basket. So you want it to be as big as you want the bottom surface of your basket to be.
Okay.
I did measure this before, and I want it to be 12 inches from side to side. So that's what I'm going to do with this one, because that's the size that we need for your bathroom. Okay, so now I have it as big as I want the bottom to be. So I'm going to start curving it so that I can make the sides of the basket. So I'm going to wrap it up to here, and then I'm going to just start holding this up like this. This part can be a little bit tricky, but again, you just want to keep it centered so you can get both ropes in there, both sides of the rope. I'm going to try and keep it about the same angle as you go around. Fray bits. Okay, so this is where I'm at, which is actually a pretty good depth for what I'm looking for. For this bowl, or this basket, I guess I should stop calling it a bowl. Now I'm gonna do the jute and start adding that in. Same thing, I'm gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna fold this over just a little bit and double it up just at the end so that I can get that to kind of just go in where, listen, you could, I know this is like in the middle right here, you could end up like, stopping it here if you want, so the whole side is the jute. I'm okay with it being like this, but if you're not.
I am. What are you gonna do, take it all out?
I mean, you could, but that would be a pain in the bazooka.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm the one that said use it to the end of the rope, recall?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how are you gonna?
Very carefully. Very carefully. Okay. The next day.
Say all that again.
Oh, all right. Okay, so we're back for this tutorial on the rope basket. This is part 2 the next day. So we filmed 1, I ran out of rope, and then we had to get more. So it came. So I'm going to finish this bag up and add in some more white and then do a couple more rounds of the jute.
the braided jute, and then I think that should wrap it up. She does not want handles, but you could do handles. So I have my rope. I did again, like I did last time, I cut it at an angle so that I can kind of square it up with where I left off on the jute. I'm sure there are other ways to do this as well. This is just how I choose to do it. Then I'm gonna put it underneath my thing. Remember, crisscross, you need your zigzag
Crisscross.
stitch, zigzag. The zigzag stitch, I'm going to go ahead and set mine at 4.2, I think maybe, because I'm on jute as well as the rope. So, put my needle down, and then I'm gonna start this. Braid this. Again, I'm gonna use my little stiletto. Figure out where I left it.
Wait, let me move over there some more.
Stiletto.